quite a bit. All right. Just a quick question. What are some of the different strategies that AutoTrader uses to get customer feedback, and how effective are each one of those strategies?
Yes, so we do leverage a good bit of sources overall, and it's your typical anywhere from a phone study to an online study. We have strong relationships with a lot of third-party vendors that purchase sample from your typical panel houses. So in terms of our approaches, we do a lot of market type of assessments, and that could be a straight RDD phone study or an online panel study. So it really depends on what our client objectives are and what we're trying to accomplish in that research project.
All right. When you do surveys, you guys are using Visually, what are some of the things you look at when you kind of get the results back, the raw data, to use it, and then what are some of like the actionable items that you kind of pull against?
So the key to that, in my opinion, is the pre-planning. So what you want to do is make sure you have a data analysis plan in place before you launch the project. Because you don't want to ever go back to our internal partners and say, here's the data, what do you think, right? We don't want to surprise them with the results. So what we want to do is have succinct meetings up front to make sure that they're on board with what we're going to accomplish with our research project. Therefore, when we're delivering the results, it's more about either confirming or denying their hypotheses versus surprising them with the results.
What do you think about kind of like social media as it's developing? What are some possibly new strategies you guys might implement that kind of takes advantage of some of the things you're doing with the Concept Lab?
Yeah, social media is definitely the buzzword, if you will. Our organization, like any other right now, is definitely investigating how do we leverage social media to help us from an organization standpoint, but also to help us reach our research goals. So one of the things that we are investigating is creating our own panel that we could really focus on and leverage against the Concept Lab. So we would have almost experts in concept testing from a consumer standpoint that we could really ping over time and get their dots on different concepts and allow them to compare this concept versus that concept to understand, which would allow us to understand a little bit better the differences or the strengths or weaknesses of those concepts.